with driver's license, which were commercial license. They told the public, the trucks are tearing up the roads you pay for. They use the roads to make money. They're in commerce. Let's start taxing them. And the public said, yeah, get them. And by the 50s, they made everybody get a driver's license and start paying. Now they use it to totally track us. In a Monday speech, Federal Communications Chairman outlined a draft proposal that would reform the Commission's Lifeline program to include provisions to encourage broadband adoption. The program, currently aimed at providing affordable telephone service to low-income Americans, is supported by the Universal Service Fund. The program is outdated, focused on phone service, when high-speed internet has become our vital communications platform. But buried in there, they have the other part. In his remarks, the chairman said the program has been successful, but has also been plagued with problems of accountability and efficiency. Multiple service providers are often supplying Lifeline subsidies to the same households, he said, because there is no centralized system. They want an ID to address the issue. The draft proposal creates a national database of Lifeline users to prevent duplicative billing, and you know that's going to be used for Internet ID. It also sets a budget for Lifeline aimed to connecting eligible consumers with staying within budget. Oh, tracking you, and requires the participating companies be subject to independent audits every 2 years. You think the government's just going to give you a free phone line for free? It's going to be used to have the FCC take over the web. The chairman said the FCC work would deal with existing broadband adoption programs and a pilot program. So basically, they're going to expand that. And, of course, the FCC's also announced they're going to regulate broadband, broadcast, internet, wireless, and going to have, quote, just like Europe already does in many areas, filters on hateful material. Hate, hacking, gambling, porn, and there's one other that they have in these databases. And guess what? InfoWars is listed in many databases under hate and under hacking. I've even seen us listed under gambling. There's no gambling going on. So you go to a library, you go to a college, you go to a military base, you go to a train station that's got free broadband, which taxpayers are paying for. Government doesn't give you something free unless they want the control to set the precedent. So that's what's going on that front. Now, I mentioned this earlier. You can go up to Infowars.com and see it. And I also played the CBS clip, and I want to cue that back up if we can. Later, we're going to have some clips in the third hour, more clips of Obama at speeches saying, I don't need Congress. I want to do things without Congress. I'll do whatever I can. Yeah, launch wars without Congress, shut down power plants without Congress, and outside of law, make us adopt, all these new green regulations that are about federal control, not about greening. I mean, it just goes on and on. CBS reporter blatantly excludes Ron Paul from coverage, despite the fact that Paul is surging and Romney sliding, gap now only 15 points. Despite the fact that Ron Paul is polling in second place in New Hampshire and rapidly closing the gap on Mitt Romney, according to the latest polls, one CBS reporter did her best to convince viewers that Paul does not even exist. It's a familiar picture for Paul supporters who have had to watch over and over as mainstream media. And again, I've got to get all my writers and myself to stop calling them mainstream media. Mainstream whores, prostitutes, corporate paid deceivers, zombie control systems, certified twisters and deceivers, dissemblers. I mean, I don't know, Den of Viper media, dinosaur devil media, dinosaur tyrant media, terrible lizard media. I don't know. It's a familiar picture for Paul supporters who have had to watch over and over again as mainstream media, that is deceivers, talking heads and pundits have consistently either laughed off the Texas congressman's chances for GOP nominee or simply excluded Paul from their coverage altogether. And again, we're going to play that clip in a moment we played earlier. However, within the past few weeks, the networks were forced to begin taking Paul seriously as he began consistently polling in first or second ahead of the Iowa caucuses, eventually finishing third in what was easily a three-way tie. Yeah, there was clear fraud there. That's now been confirmed. But it was accidental. They had to have a gentleman's agreement and precinct after precinct and say that Paul got less and Santorum got more. we come back, we'll play that clip. Going into New Hampshire and ahead of 2 debates this weekend, Paul was polling in strong second, as he has been for some time. However, that did not stop CBS political correspondent Jan Crawford from showing graphics and talking about recent polling without even mentioning Paul's numbers or even that he was involved in the race at all. Yeah, they have Romney 43, Gingrich 9, Huntsman 7, Santorum 6. And, of course, you've got Ron Paul, depending on the poll, 10 to 13 points. Some polls only 8 points behind Romney, but no one will tell you that.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at GoBerkey.com. That's GoBerkey.com today.
That's the sound of your door being kicked in by an intruder with a single kick. That's the sound of the same door now protected by the Door Sentinel at MySafeDoor.com. Go to MySafeDoor.com right now and watch the amazing video. At MySafeDoor.com, you'll learn how to turn your home into a fortress with the Door Sentinel. 16 kicks later, and the Door Sentinel is still holding strong. MySafeDoor.com. That's MySafeDoor.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Guys, did you know that starting in your early 30s, your testosterone drops 1 to 3% each year? By 50, you may have already lost half your testosterone. That could explain a lot, like your low energy, muscle turning to fat, and a low drive in your romantic life. Discover Ageless Male, the first and only all-natural supplement that's clinically proven to boost your testosterone levels by 61% and still within healthy, normal ranges. And when your testosterone levels are healthy, you can feel more like you did 20 years ago. That energy, that focus and concentration, that passion in your love life. Be the man you used to be. Call now to try Ageless Male risk-free. Just call 1-800-497-8345. 1-800-497-8345. Don't wait another day. Just call 1-800-497-8345. 1-800-497-8345.
Smokers, are you still smoking traditional cigarettes? Are you still smelling up your clothes and car interior, staining your teeth, and getting ashes everywhere? Why? When you could be smoking or vaping with e-cigarettes by LeSig. With LeSig e-cigarettes' revolutionary microelectronic technology, rechargeable battery, and unique replacement cartridges, you'll get all the satisfaction of smoking, but no smoking hazards. Choose from a wide variety of our new American-made Vaporite e-liquid flavors at LeSig.com, spelled LECIG.com, or call 870-518-4307. That's 870-518-4307. LeSig e-cigarettes for today's modern smoker. Warning, e-cigs may contain nicotine, an addictive substance known to the state of California to cause birth defects or cancer. Please be aware of the risks associated with e-cigs prior to use. You must be 18 years or older to purchase.
You know, I keep going back to this theme over and over again, but you've seen every major TV network. When Ron Paul comes in second or first place or third, they just don't even show him in the running. And Jon Stewart a few months ago famously, you know, put all that together in a compendium just to show the arrogance. And and how left, right, center, the entire establishment demonizes Ron Paul and demonizes anybody else that doesn't want foreign banks robbing us blind and setting up paramilitary police on street corners, fondling our genitals. TSA now fondling people all over the country on the streets. And I get calls all the time and look it up, and it's in the local news where there they are. And I'm going to get back into that in a moment. New Jersey will pay you $1,000 to rat out your neighbors for guns. It's here, folks. And as the economy implodes, more and more of this nation is going to live off of ratting out their neighbors. But here's, again, that CBS piece. We have an article on Infowars.com about it. CBS reporter blatantly excludes Ron Paul from coverage. Doesn't show that he was in second place. Here's the clip.
Who polls in single digits here, is looking to give Romney a run in the Granite State after his near victory in Iowa. As for the losers in Iowa, Texas Governor...
So there was the graphic on CBS News, and you watch the whole news piece. No mention of Ron Paul. It's like he's from the planet Mars. He's rising in the polls. Romney's dropping, and they're desperately ignoring him because they know he could win. Oh, my gosh. It's just off the charts insane. Now, we're going to cover this more on the nightly news this evening, but this is a big deal. It's up at Infowars.com. New Jersey will pay you $1,000 to destroy the Second Amendment. This is... totally disgusting. It's the citizen informant. Without citizen informants, tyrants could never retain the kind of power they wield. In fact, without citizen informants, totalitarian movements would never gain traction. But there's always little minions who want some uniform and want to oppress people, and always little minions that want to toady after them. Of course, they always gnash their teeth later. This is why every functional oligarchy throughout history has implemented programs designed to encourage the development of common spies using the promise of monetary reward and collective recognition. Sadly, there are many in our society that would gladly sell out their closest friends and family to the tortures of authoritarian bureaucracy for nothing more than a firm pat on the head and a few fiat dollars. If there was ever more deranged lot of bottom-feeding opportunist scum, the citizen informant is the very essence of it. With the implementation of the See Something, Say Something program and the increasing drive by the White House to institute community watch efforts to rout out extremists. That's the government's main, not crime, not even foreign terror. It's domestic groups. I told you that years ago, but now it's public. Showcase quite clearly in strategic outlines like the empowering local partners to prevent violent extremism in the United States. But now in New Jersey and other areas, they're offering $1,000 for every person you turn in who owns guns. And alt-market.com originally wrote this article, excellent piece, breaking it down. And we have a clip of the video. This is going on all over the country, but here's New Jersey. Play that clip. It's a TV ad. No more guns. 877-NWK Guns.
Hi, I'm Mayor Cory Booker, and I, like so many in our city, are just saying enough. We have had a significant reduction in shootings in our city, but it is still too many. There are a small group of people in our city that think they can walk around with guns. It is unacceptable. But we can't just wish this will stop. We can't just hope this will stop. We as individuals have to do something about it. So we have a program in our city right now that's completely anonymous, and we will give you cash, $1,000, to anyone who calls our anonymous tip line. Give us the information about who is carrying a gun. And if we don't even have to have a conviction, if we arrest that individual and simply get that gun off the streets, you call back, get your second group of digits, go to a bank or send somebody to a bank, and they will give you $1,000 in cash, no question asked.
Now, again, he made the news a year ago announcing that. Now they've got the TV ads on television, waving money around. What about people carrying guns to protect themselves, who own businesses, who don't want to get knocked on the head? I carry a gun. See, I don't live in